Hi, I'm DJ. In today's episode, I'll be talking to Miss Brooke Smith and Miss Michelle Brown about the stigma around special education.
Is that?
Okay.
Probably should.
I had to do brownie this morning. I forgot to pack myself a brownie.
You can have it.
That's alright.
Alright. How long have you been a special education teacher?
Well, I have been a teacher. This is my 28th year, and my 16th year as a special educator. I started out in general ed.
Yeah. Are we? Do you want us? Are you interviewing us at the same time, or are you doing? Oh,
It's
okay.
just-
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
that'd be
that works.
easy.
That's perfect. So this is my 4th year as a special education teacher, and I've never taught general education, but I honestly don't think I ever will. I really enjoy special education. The part I like the most about it is the closeness I have with students, the close connection I have with students.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's more than just teaching them, is I have a relationship with them, and I worry about a lot of other outside factors and work with them on, building them as a human in general, rather than just teaching them how to write an essay, right? So I think it's really cool that as special education teachers, we have the ability to know way more about our students and impact them in way different ways and support them in different ways on a daily basis, which is really cool. General education teachers just don't have the opportunity to do that. They have 100 kids a day, so they don't get to support kids the same way we get to do it.
I've noticed, especially like the other day when you reached out to me after I was in the counselor's office, I had a telehealth appointment, but
Okay, good.
it meant a lot to me to know that you were out there looking and actually supporting.
Yeah, I mean, that's my job, right? To keep tabs on all my students and make sure they're all okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the other aspect of our job responsibility we have, is just checking in on every single kid we case manage and making sure that everything's happening for them. They're taking the right classes. They're taking their medication. We have just we take care of so many different things that people don't even know about, I think.
What do you guys think of the stigma around being special ed and people using special ed as an insult?
Well, I remember it from when I was in school, and I feel like as a country, I guess I can speak as a country, a state, whatever, we've made progress. When my parents were in school, any kid who was in special ed was in a whole different, they took them completely out of the classroom and they were in a separate room. Don't see you, don't hear you, you eat lunch at a different time, as if someone would catch a disability from somewhere else. They were completely segregated. And then we've gone to an inclusion model where there's a lot of kids out there with an IEP. The teachers, they don't recognize them as a student with an IEP because a disability isn't in every single area. If you've got a disability that affects numeracy, it doesn't mean that you can't be in grade level English. There's different disabilities. Unfortunately, we still see it every day, and probably the worst part to me is the kids use special ed status against each other.
Yeah.
I remember my first day at McDonald's. There was this older guy, Tristan, and he got in an argument with the guy, and then the guy yelled, "Why are you doing this?" And the other guy goes, "Because I'm autistic." And then the other guy goes, "I am too," and they kind of started laughing at it. And I just didn't know how I felt about that, because my little sister is autistic, and it's one of those things that we are scared to tell her that she is, because we don't want her being because after she found out she has ADHD, she's been, "Mom, I have ADHD." This is blaming that for all of her problems. And I feel like people blaming it shouldn't really be blaming it.
Certain communication styles maybe, and it's a way to explain to people, I have autism, so humor sometimes goes over my head. I don't really get sarcasm. Those could be really helpful between people. We utilize a very strengths-based approach. So we try to discover, instead of, when I look at a student, I don't look at them as their disability. I look at what they can do, and then we start with those, and we build those strengths, because they can counteract areas of weakness. So if you're not a strong reader, we're not going to encourage you to go into a career that requires high-level reading. But we're also going to teach you that it's okay to say, hey, reading's not my strength. Can I watch someone else do this? Do you have video? Do you have there's other ways to get the information. So it's like teaching them how to get accommodations for yourself as an adult while using your strengths. Instead of leading with a disability, like what you can't do, you're going to lead with, this is what I can do.
Yeah. I didn't actually know I had an IEP until 8th grade when I went to my first IEP meeting. And then that kind of shown, like, there were people actually there to build me up and help me compared to the kids that were constantly ripping me down.
Right. Yeah.
That's one thing we wish we could take away.
Exactly. Is other kids, people who are ignorant and...
Especially students on an IEP that rip down students who have more significant disabilities.
Yeah.
Like they use it as they're going to step on kids who struggle more to elevate themselves. And that's extremely sad to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We struggle with that at the high school level a lot, for sure.
All the time.
This has been a Nugget newspaper production. Special thanks to Senior Alexander Hutters for intro and outro music, and thank you to Nick DeWalt for editing. This has been Nugget.